All right, so you've done it. You hit the button, your product is live, and those first few installs are starting to roll in. It is an absolutely incredible feeling. But then this other feeling starts to creep in. Okay, uh, now what? That is the exact question we're going to tackle today. How to build the engine that keeps your product not just running, but actually growing long after that launch day excitement wears off.
And that first week, man, it is a total whirlwind. One minute you're on top of the world celebrating 5-star reviews, and the next your heart sinks because a crash report just landed in your inbox. By day 4, you're already pushing an emergency bug fix. You're just reacting, constantly putting out fires. It's totally exhausting, and let's be real, it is not sustainable. This whole chaotic first week teaches you a really crucial lesson.
And this is it, right here. The launch isn't the finish line, it's the starting gun. Success isn't about shipping some flawless, perfect product on day 1. It's about building a system to continuously listen, react, and improve. So the real question is, how do we build that system? Okay, let's get into it. The very first step is to give your product a proper home on the internet. And this isn't just, a nice to have. It's all about building trust. Having a professional website for your product intro, for the documentation, for support, it's just a must-have. But where do you actually host it? Now, what I find really interesting here is how this choice was made. Instead of spending days going down a research rabbit hole, an AI copilot was asked to analyze the top platforms based on what really matters: speed, cost, and how easy it is to use. And the answer was crystal clear. I mean, they're all pretty good options, but Vercel's combo of ridiculously fast deployment and that seamless GitHub integration, well, it made it the #1 recommendation for just getting started quickly. And when they say getting started quickly, they are not kidding. It really is this simple. You just connect your code, you point Vercel to the right folder, and you click deploy. Like 30 seconds later, your digital headquarters is live. It basically turns what used to be a complex engineering task into a simple 4-step process. But, of course, a new problem shows up pretty fast. So your site is live, but it's hosted in just one part of the world. And for this project, that meant users in China were saying, hey, this thing is slow. Look, a great product is completely useless if the website that supports it is frustratingly slow for a huge chunk of your audience. This is a global problem, and it needs a global solution. And this just shows you the solution perfectly. By routing all the traffic through Cloudflare, which is a global content delivery network, the change was immediate and, honestly, dramatic. Load times in China went from a sluggish 3 to 5 seconds all the way down to a super snappy 1 to 2 seconds. I mean, that's the difference between a user getting frustrated and just leaving versus a user who's happy and installs your product. So here's the bottom line, a 60% performance gain. Just like that. This single number really shows the power of layering the right tools. We've officially gone from just having code on a laptop to having a globally accelerated, professional website. Our digital headquarters is now built on solid ground. Okay, with our website sorted, we now face an even bigger problem. We have no idea what's actually happening inside the product itself. Are people using it? Is it crashing? Right now, we are totally flying blind. It is time to build our dashboard and give our product some senses. And you don't need a dozen complicated tools. This simple but really powerful stack covers all the essentials. Google Analytics 4 tells you what your users are doing, which features they love, how often they use the product. Then Sentry tells you when things go wrong. Every single crash, every error, all in real time. You combine that with the basic data from the Chrome store, and suddenly you have a full 360-degree view. And this is what we're looking for. We don't care about vanity metrics. We want actionable insights. Daily active users tells us if the product is sticky, if people actually like it. Feature usage shows us where the real value is. And that error rate? Think of that as your product's health score. Tracking these metrics is the difference between guessing and actually knowing. So now that we can see and hear what's happening, it's time to build the hands. We need to move away from manual responses and build an automated system that can handle issues efficiently, consistently. Let's build a machine that works for us, even when we're asleep. This, right here, is how you bring order to the chaos. Because not all bugs are created equal, right? A P0, a fatal error, that's an all-hands-on-deck emergency. That needs a fix within 4 hours. But a P3, some minor UI tweak, that can wait for the next planned release. This system makes sure that the most critical issues always get top priority. without all the panic.
And this is that machine in action. The second a developer pushes a fix, this whole automated pipeline just kicks in. It runs tests, it builds the product, it uploads it to the store, updates the website, and even notifies the team. This whole thing, it's called CI/CD, means faster, more reliable releases with pretty much zero chance of human error. It's a game changer.
So let's recap. We've built our headquarters, we've built our senses, and we've built our hands. Now for the most important part, the brain. This is where we connect everything we've built to turn what is just a flood of raw data into clear, actionable intelligence. So every single week, all of our data sources, user growth numbers, engagement metrics from analytics, stability reports from Sentry, and all that qualitative feedback from user reviews, all of it gets fed into one single analysis process. This is the synthesis of everything we've set up so far.
And we're not talking about abstract data here. This report is analyzing the behavior of 450 real people who are using this product every single day. That's the kind of scale that makes these insights so powerful and so reliable.
And here it is. This is the magic. The AI-generated report doesn't just give you a list of numbers. It connects the dots. It sees that slightly high uninstall rate, it finds the 3-star review from a user complaining about a keyboard shortcut conflict, and then it gives you a crystal clear recommendation. It has literally turned raw data into a development priority. This is the payoff for all that work.
So this brings us to a whole new definition of operations. It's not just maintenance. It's a dynamic, strategic system. It's the engine for continuous improvement, and it's powered by real-world data. It's what turns a good launch into a great, long-lasting product.
So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about for your own projects. You've launched your product, but the launch is just the beginning. The real work is building the engine that comes next. So is your engine ready?